Hi homemakers, I'm Josephine, and today I want to show you one of the projects that I'm hoping to complete by mid-March. So I'm really thinking by the end of next week I'll be able to have all the boards sanded. But basically my husband and I are going to make a triple bunk for our kids. They got to pick out the color, they want to do blue. They share a room currently while they're really young, and they want to, they like it that way. But we took the other room and turned it into a very large playroom. So I'm excited to go over that. That's not done. And I'm in no position. I'm still recovering from a surgery where I have a lot of restrictions. But I think I'm good enough to start sanding. So I'll show you what I have at the moment. And we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna keep some of these, hopefully make a nice long video, but send little updates here and there. All right, let's get to it. So we've got a bunch of boards here, not just there, but on this table too. And then as well, just stacking on these chairs. Keep it near the house for me to work on. All right, so I'm gonna sand those. These are not sanded. These are. My goal is to get at least 5 boards done today. All right, so I've got 5 done. 5 not done. I also have a whole bunch over here that are not done, obviously. Everything on this table. So yeah, that's about what I got done. And of course, I am attempting to start homeschooling along with just needing to be present for my kids, especially with my husband working in the days, in the daytime. Of course, I only have so much time. But something I think is really important is progress, and eventually it will be all sanded. The other thing that I can do is in the evenings I can take those sanded pieces of wood to the garage and start conditioning them and staining them so that they'll cure for the next day. There's other things I can do, but if I want to get a project done, I have to do it bit by bit by bit. It's not like it's a satisfying immediate before and after. If I make a video that summarizes it by the end of all of this, of course it's going to seem like it happened in an instant, but that's not the case, or that's not my reality anyway. It's taking me time because there's only one of me, and I also want to maintain my home and be present with my children. So but that's a project I'm working on now. Even when my husband's very busy, I'm not really scared to start projects like that anymore because I've learned a few things to help me actually be able to accomplish doing things like a bunk bed and becoming a handyman homemaker. But I think the biggest thing throughout my journey that I have really utilized to get better at it is discipline. Motivation is something that I used to look up, like how to stay motivated, how to get motivated, and it's always very fleeting. And until I finally started seeing articles and other YouTube videos about how it's not about motivation, it's about discipline and consistency. And I would add, like, being your own biggest cheerleader helps too. But everything from, like, trying to do my quilts to then doing the bunk bed, and also just getting faster and less miserable in doing certain house chores. Staying disciplined has been such an important tool. I have to do it. And if I want to get it done, I need to keep showing up. Maybe the weather is cold, but I still need to do it. Maybe my arms are, or I don't want to necessarily constantly be covered. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Maybe I don't necessarily want to be covered in sawdust, but I have to do it. Maybe I don't like the idea that for me, because of all my obligations and my kids, it's gonna take me a lot longer. But I do know it will get done. As long as I keep showing up, it will get done. So with things like the bunk bed, definitely I know I'm related to and friends with people who don't have kids yet. And when they do home projects, a lot of times they're able to do it very quickly because they have much more time in that regard. And even if I'm not doing like a full-time job or even just a part-time job as far as leaving, taking care of them, making sure they're safe and they are in a safe position being at the age they are, that I have the time to do that, is kind of hard. And the other thing with like sanding, you don't necessarily want to do that at night. So kind of my game plan with that is to sand in the day when I get the chance, just keep showing up daily, and then move the wood to the garage, clean and condition it in the nighttime, the pieces that are done, and then assembling it. But I have a game plan so that I can do it in little chunks. Will I be able to get it done in a week like I would like to do, the sanding part? I don't know. Maybe not. But will I be able to have like the bunk bed fully done by the end of March? Absolutely. I just do have to be mindful that I can only do it in small chunks. So if you have like a whole bunch of daunting projects and stuff, just pick one or two things to work on at a time. So when I'm inside and I can't be outside, like obviously it's safe for me to work on this quilt. I've been doing it in pieces. I've been sharing that in shorts. I'm able to safely like work on that with the kids inside the house. When I'm sanding, obviously the conditions have to be just right because I will wear ear protection and I'm outside and there's a level of startup and takedown, whereas for things like that, I can put my sewing machine into the closet, or I can literally just keep the door closed, keep an eye on it, and then take care of it. Also with working on like sanding, I need to clean myself up afterwards. But if you limit the amount of projects you do, keep yourself from getting overwhelmed. Getting overwhelmed is something that will really kill any spark to finish. Even if it's something you don't want to do, just getting overwhelmed is rough. This is another reason I kind of like having like two projects to work on. So if I'm getting overwhelmed with the sanding, I can still work on the quilt. But you know what I don't need to do? I don't need to work on a painting. I don't need to work on painting sections of the house. I don't need to work on patching up more drywall holes that I might find. I don't need to work on staining my back deck yet. I don't need to work on crochet blankets. I don't need to work on attacking the clothes that need to be moved down into storage. I don't need to be doing all of that at the moment. I can take on a couple things at a time so they're finished and then pick up a new item. I do think that the more you do it, the easier it gets. When you start to actually have completed items, there's a level of satisfaction that I can't really explain. But whenever a member of my family is using a blanket that I've made, oh, it's like, oh, okay. And whenever I am out on the porch, which I have painted, and so it was like an old splintery, but like it was a healthy porch, but it was splintery and it has old boards and nails. So when I went out there and I, took care of the most egregious nails, replaced sections of very rotted board, and painted it so that we're not getting splinters and stuff, to be able to enjoy it, there's so much satisfaction there. It builds up over time. So the more you complete projects, you're going to have a satisfaction in living in your home as you customize it to you and your household's needs and wants and the things that you like. So with time, it does get easier. I mean, you just get better at it. You're retraining your brain. But really working and exercising the discipline muscle and the constantly showing up, just keep showing up, is going to be so beneficial. It's been beneficial for me. That's why I'm able to do projects like that. And I'm not afraid to show you because I know I'm going to do it. So if you made it this far, I hope that this was encouraging. If this wasn't new information to you, but you have some really cool examples, please put it in the comments. I would love to see. I love swapping like the way different families do things. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful upcoming week, and bye.